of India, and later on the Parliament then could debate, rather could provide as to what would be the sharing formula. But even then, India sent out, yes, it was all India indeed, sent out to Australia, where the practice in the Australian Grants Commission had been more developed, and they had a study conducted. A man called B.K. Nehru, the relationship of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, a civil servant he was, and a man called Adarkar, they went and they brought back a study which was available to us, the initial government servants in Islamabad, or that time it was Karachi, to follow the great fruits of their labor. The Indians read it, and they in 1951 incorporated a finance commission in their constitution. In India also in 1947 it was not made, but they undertook proper study, due diligence as the corporate world calls it, and devised a National Finance Commission. But we, though it was available to us, even third hand to read, we didn't bother. So why was it so important? Because to carry out its constitutional duties, a neutral and impartial expert body is a sine qua non of fiscal federalism. A body which is a government agency, which would be able to fully avoid political pressures. Only an independent body which could, without any bias, estimate vertical and horizontal financial balance and thereafter determine the nature and quantum of fiscal transfer to the states, could be in a position to deal with its task justly and honorably. The composition of the Indian Finance Commission provides for a machinery independent of government to determine the measure of assistance that should be offered to it and the principles on which that assistance should be made available to the states, states being the provinces as they call it in India. Now what happens by contrast in India? As soon as it is announced that the Finance Commission has been formed, the Finance Commission itself issues a questionnaire to the public at large, in which it invites for comments from the public, from universities, from chambers of commerce, from newspapers and journals, everybody. Gives them a time that this questionnaire is fielded by us, please come and meet us. This Finance Commission then grants interviews to whoever seeks interviews from them and starts upon its task, commences its task. It doesn't do so in a hurried period of 8 months. 8 months rugo nale je vaste. Time ite je ko milando ho, hu rugo ekro mahino ho. Who be safa nibhago in a most clumsy manner they would try and impose the will over here in the Ministry of Finance. But there they used to take 2 years. And now the 12th Finance Commission in India, which has just gone out, they said 2 years is also not enough. We want at least 2.5 to 3 years. Why did they want? Because contrasting with our Finance Commission, here the Indian government or its Ministry of Finance, none of them were part of this commission. Even the location of the Indian NFC is not in any government building. To begin with, Rajendra Prasad was the first president when this commission was made. So the chairman whom he then appointed came and said that the only premises that are available are government offices. And right from now, we don't want to be associated with government. So what shall we do? We have tried hiring, we haven't succeeded. Rajendra Prasad asked them, do you think this Rashtrapati Bhavan, the President's Lodge, would it be too government? They said, yes, it will be too government. So he said, all right, I'll set aside this guest house until you build your own premises. Please work here. And that's how they started work. And they built their own headquarters. Not a single government servant is part of their secretariat or its membership. The Indian Finance Commission, after having responded to the questions which it receives, after fielding it, tours each state, the backward the most. Then it invites all the states and the central government, which is just one of the 26 equals, you can say, there being 26 provinces in India. And they come and make the supplications. There is no minister in its membership. Who are the members? 5 distinguished people. They may have distinguished themselves whether in finance or in law or in literature or in banking, whatever. But 1 chairman and 4 members. Now that is the aspiration which we should have. Unfortunately, seeing our state of servile submission, अलाही थींदी या न कॾहिं फॉर्म थी सघंदी, पर जदोजहद कंदा। हे सना जहिड़ा जेका ऑडियंस वेठी आहे, हिम्मत सां सॼो पाकिस्तान दुआ करो त थिए, पोइ शायदि थी सघे, वरना को बि पॉसिबिलिटी कोन्हे। ऐं अगरि पॉसिबिलिटी कोन्हे त रिसोर्सिस जी जस्ट डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन जी बि का ख़ासि उमेद ॾिसण में कोन थी अचे। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdul Karim Lodhi. But in informations, तव्हां share कजन हिकिड़ो त असांजो ही program around 50 minutes late आहे, तंहिं करे असां break कंदासीं for just 30 minutes. Session resume थींदो afternoon जो 2:15 वॻे, so please be on time. ऐं इन सां गॾु ई असांजो session पूरो थींदो। वॾी महिरबानी। Thank you very much.